Boom. Hey internets, how are you guys doing? Got a good video here because I had a comment from a subscriber on another video, and I read all of them. So when you guys comment down below, I'm really reading them. I'm glad you're taking your time to do that. Also, when you DM me, if you do, first of all, please follow me at John Phenom on Instagram and on Facebook. So look me up. Like that page and follow that. I'm doing a lot of cross promotion. But Preem Deluxe, shout out to Preem Deluxe. Thank you, brother. He says he appreciates the channel. Provide a lot of gems for young brands. I appreciate anybody that's getting the value as well. Okay. So question is, music artist collabs. Can you tell me some basic terms of agreement for collaboration between clothing brands? Okay. Yes, of course I can talk about it. So 2018, I'm gonna title this one 2018 collabs with music artists, and it's more important for this year. I've spoken on the channel before about collaborations, more so when I'm talking about collaborations that happen between clothing companies and other entities. Okay, or it could be like you do a shoe with Vans or Converse or something like that, any kind of collaboration. A lot of times what you're trying to do is bring the two audiences together and try to benefit from each other's audience. It's sort of like when YouTubers do a collab and it makes sense. I get exposed to their audience and they get exposed to my awesome audience, or you guys, and if you, hopefully you like it. So we as the artists believe it's in tow and it makes sense. I get subs and they get subs. Okay, but for your clothing brand, if you collab with an artist, obviously you probably love them, and so you believe the people that love that artist might find a liking to your story, to your brand story, and the heritage and the things that your brand represents. Okay, the reason why it's really pertinent in 2018 is because social media. So Instagram really makes it another touch point for artists to not only release music, keep them posted, and just have notes on their life that they can then communicate with their fans on another basis that's not just seeing them live in a concert or seeing a Vivo video or a music video drop sort of thing, rather than like a live performance. So it's almost a different way of having an actual conversation with their fans. So that's why Instagram is so huge now. And liner note, for all of my brands out there, you should be having the same conversation with the people who are interacting with you on Instagram as well. You should be selling your story or telling your story. Really good photography, really good graphics, and then you should also be interacting with them. It's a slightly different conversation than music artists, but good idea, because music is something that people can love easily in this day and age where we have YouTube and Instagram, where it's free for you to subscribe, and you have a real tangible number of people who are actually communicating with you. So Preem Deluxe. A couple things that I would say is, because they're set in their profession, it probably is, so you brought this up, it probably is a good idea to have a contract. So don't be scared to put a contract together. Make sure it's basic. If you guys, for trademark and contracts, I have the same lawyer. He's dope. Remember, if you've never watched my channel before, I've been doing this for over 18 years professionally. I've owned tons of brands. I've worked with tons of multi-million-dollar brands. I've owned my own screen printing company, and so my lawyer actually owned a pretty big retail, very reputable retail shop back in the day, and I met him interviewing him as a panel. So side note, make sure you have a good lawyer. My lawyer is great. He does all of my contracts, but have a contract. Don't be scared to present the contract or talk about the contract. Make it very simple, very simply worded, and you can work with whoever you use for legal counsel for that. But just make sure you get out of it what you want. So most of the times it's posting, right? So if you get a piece of their audience, it's a really big promotion and advertising for you. Make sure you say, hey, once we do this collaboration, maybe let's say you do a t-shirt and a hat with them, let's just say that, and maybe that's what you're giving, is you're giving your free design and part of your brand to them. There's a couple different ways that you can work out the money, but if they can do it themselves, but you're asking them to do a collab with you, and I'm assuming that this person has tons of views and a big fan base, so you know, the burden should probably be on you to design and then develop the actual garment, right? So whether it's a Coach jacket or a pullover crew neck sweater or just screen printing tees and a hat, like whatever the collab is, you should probably print it, and I would still give them maybe half of the profit of the shirt so that you could give them incentive to push it as well. Sometimes artists won't care, they're just down to do, I mean, there's a lot of different ways it could shake down, but make sure your proposal is very clear. So I would do half profit after manufacturing costs. So remember that. So let's just say a t-shirt, let's say it costs $7 to make. Wholesale would be around anywhere from 12 to 15 bucks if you're wholesaling that thing. But typically, the artist can sell it straight on their platform, or you could have them sell it on your platform. All of that lies in the contract to make sure you get your money or they get their money, depending on who is selling it where. Okay, so make sure you denote that in the contract or make it flexible so that the final contract is correct. Because if they're selling it, you know, if you do something with G-Eazy, let's just say, or someone huge, Kendrick Lamar or something like that, if you're blessed to get a chance to do that and they, you know, you want to go with whatever they're willing to do. So if they sell it on theirs and say, hey, just cut me a check later, because you're going to get a great amount of promotion just for doing that, having them say your brand's name, come out of their mouth and do a video on it. But so yeah, figure all the logistical things out. In terms of production, I would put that all on your side. So you make it as easy as possible for the artist to say yes. And if it's a successful program for you, let's say you're a huge music lover and it's actually a part of the story of your brand, you should try to do it more frequently and say, hey, I already worked with this artist and this artist. Let's do something different. Let's do a different type of item, but I want to work with you. And even if you're breaking even on it, think of how much promotion you're getting and what kind of resume you're getting and fans that you're getting from the brand. They might not buy initially, like right off the bat. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't if they didn't love that artist. But if someone did buy in the beginning, they're going to keep seeing your track record. Maybe they love the kind of music that you love. But it's worth the fanfare alone to get that loyalty, that loyalty of that customer, even if you're not making money on the collaboration. Does that make sense? Because before, when I would talk about two companies that would collab, there's really little room for profit at the end, especially if retail is involved, because all the margin is getting put away. Like, who makes the money? I make the money or the other collaborator does. So in the end, if it's a wash, but you're putting out a really good product, then all it is the excitement of the collaboration and sharing of the audience, right? So let me just recap. You cover all the production costs. That's what I would suggest. Make it very easy for the artist or the music person or and their management team. Make it easy for them to say yes. Be very clear and then wrap it all up in a simple contract. And then execute. Once you execute, make sure you're on time or keep them updated if there's something tragic where you can't get it in on time. And make sure when you do drop it, it coincides with something else they're promoting, some event, something pretty big that if they're down to drop it at that time, timing is a big thing. So make sure you get that promotional video out of them or a few, if you get a few leading up, and say, hey, maybe you can, this is a perfect opportunity to do pre-order because you have a huge artist. So I did a video on pre-order. I'll put the link up right here. But this is a huge opportunity to plan out a pre-order with that artist because their fans will wait for it and love it. So keep that in mind as well. So all of those are little elements that have to do with the planning of it. The rest is design and execution. That's in your hands. Make sure it's really notable, really dope, really quality design and end product. Cool. Hope that helps. There's a lot there. If you have any questions while I was dropping all of this, please drop it all down below. And I'll probably make it into a video for the community if it can help everybody out. Again, follow me at Instagram at John Phenom. Like this video when you have a chance. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.